everybody must go. I'm not scared. And ما خوفه ماشي يعمل لنا أتنانا عشان الجسم يقاوم المرض يكون أحيانا ما يجي تاني وكان جاب يكون خفيف.
The Vice President for Economic Cluster and the Senior Presidential Advisor in the Office of the President has received their first jab of AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. On his statement to the media, the Vice President Dr. James Wani Igga said the vaccine will reduce the spread of COVID-19 in the country. He called upon citizens to turn up for the vaccination in order to fight COVID-19 pandemic.
I've just finished with my vaccination against COVID-19 or Corona. And this is a proof that I have now been vaccinated. And this one will give me a number of benefits. I can go abroad without being tested in the airport or at the checkpoint. The fact is that I encourage all South Sudanese to come for vaccination, because this is the only way to prevent COVID spreading all over our country. So I thank those who are in charge of this, and we should also continue to tell the positive part of the vaccination. Thank you very much.
Meanwhile, the senior presidential advisor, Honorable Kuol Manyang, condemns the allegation made by the people, which said that the vaccines AstraZeneca is not good.
أنا عم جيت عشان نجي نعمل تطعيم تاع دواء تاع كورونا فيروس. وكورونا فيروس دي أيام ما كويس خطر. قتل ناس كتير في الدنيا كله. فالعولمة بتاعنا في العالم كله عملوا الفاكسين ده عشان المرض ده ما ينتشر. وده مرض لو انتشر بيقتل ممكن ينتهي من الناس كله في الدنيا. هسه في واحد من الدول في برازيل أنا سميته قبل قتل 4200 في 24 ساعة. ده في بلد واحد. فمرض ده مرض خطر ممكن ينتهي من الإنسان في الدنيا كله. عشان كده الدكاترة بتاعنا والعولمة بتاعنا عملوا الفاكسين ده عشان المرض ده ما يقتل الناس تاني. زي الفاكسين بتاعت بوليو بتاع حزبة بتاع مرض السل تي بي ده كله فاكسينات عملوا عشان الأمراض ده يكون ما في الدنيا. فنحن بنشكر الدكاترة بتاعنا والعولمة بتاعنا اللي هو scientists and doctors who have encouraged us to take this vaccine so that we get immunized, we don't become a carrier again with المرض ده of this disease, and save the life. And therefore we encourage all our people. نحن بنشجع الناس بتاعنا عشان لازم كل واحد ياخد الفاكسين ده بيحمي نفسه وبيحمي الناس التانيين. ده مرض خطر لازم الناس بتاعنا يدوا ثقة للدكاترة بتاعنا. هسه لو أننا بقينا عيان نحن بنمشي وين؟ بنمشي للدكاترة بتاعنا. والدكاترة بتاعنا ذاتهم من يقفوا مقدم الناس اللي عمل لهم فاكسين بالأول. فإذا لازم نحن نشجع نفسنا. كلام نحن بنسمع في العالم ده قالوا الدواء ده ما كويس. أسترازينيكا ده ما كويس. ده كلام ده ما صح. أي دواء ممكن عنده يمكن زول كان عنده عيان بدري ناس بسيطين. فبنشجع الناس بتاعنا ما يسمع كلام بتاع راديو، كلام بتاع تي في في عالم تاني. أي فاكسين اللي عمله هو كويس. فنحن بنشجع الناس بتاعنا عشان يمشوا للفاكسين ده. شكرا جزيلا.
The Undersecretary in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Mayen Achek, said AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine helps in cutting the risk of spreading the COVID-19 to the elders. He further assured the public that the vaccines is for those above 60s.
I'm Wani Igga, Undersecretary Minister of Health. I'm here today supporting our colleague, Professor Andrew Cohen, at his designated clinic as called J1 Clinic, but for vaccination against COVID-19, this is Clinic 1. And this clinic will cover all our senior officials, as you've just seen a few minutes ago, and all of them will be coming after the symbolic coverage and after we vaccinate the healthcare in this unit. This unit has got a number of healthcare professionals led by the professor. There are about 30 of them. They will get vaccinated first because these are people at risk, and after that it will be the second prescribed group with some chronic illnesses of this domain under this clinic. They will be also called because they are on the register, and this clinic will cover the ministers, the parliament, council of state, commissions, all the constitutional post holders who are under the executive. They will be covered from this clinic. It makes it easier because there is a scramble for vaccination all over the place, so they are designated this clinic. The main point is the benefits outweigh the risk. As Professor Andrew Cohen just mentioned here, yes, for every little thing, for every step you take in life, there is a risk. There are minor risks, but the benefits are much, much more than the rare risks, and this is what I would have to end with. And also I would say, please, for the public, wash your social distance and keep your mask on, because we are trying hard to kick the virus out of South Sudan and trying to kick it out of the living world. It is still killing, and we have seen it. And for those of us who have seen patients dying, desperate for a gasp of air, and that's why we're desperate to vaccinate everyone, so that we don't see those very bad scenes of people dying of COVID, of severe COVID-19. Well, we have got the register, and it's too early to put the register. The register for the country is going to be there, and it's going to be a research register in our country. We're going to have everything, including those who have, even I got mine the day before yesterday. So the register is not conclusively out. We are still covering. We are only starting with healthcare workers, so we have not even completed the healthcare workers just yet. You will definitely within senior citizens, yes. So within the next 4 weeks, you will have a very good idea how many people we have covered. We are intending to cover with the first lot of vaccination about 20% of our population, which we just extrapolated to be 2.4 million people of South Sudan. And that's what we are intending to cover in the next 6 months. So the register will be there for the media to see, because this is also a public-owned register. But you'll have it. Now you've seen all the senior officials are getting vaccinated. Now in our country we are saying, when we come to the rest of the population, it will be anyone above the age of 18. We have not come down to you guys, the young ones, just yet, because we are trying to cover the ones with real problems. And these are the ones who are dying now. For the last 9 months or so, or 10 months nearly, the people who are dying, yes, there are youngsters, but these are youngsters with chronic illnesses like diabetes, severe or badly controlled diabetes. Among the young, those ones got killed by coronavirus on our unit there. But it is affecting the elderly. And you've seen it in the whole world, what it is doing. By what was just mentioned here by His Excellency, the Presidential Advisor, is a serious public health emergency in the whole world. So the youngsters will be covered right at the very end of the spectrum. We've got 4 prescriptions. The healthcare workers, as you've just seen, these are the ones we are covering now, and those with chronic illnesses, and those 65 and above, and then we come down to everyone else, because everyone else are all fit people. They are all fit people, but they need to be covered.
Here, the last question about The rumor that is going around about the blood clot when you get the vaccination, can you clear that?
Yeah, I have to clear that this way as well. It is an extremely rare thing picked up, but it is not picked up as related to the vaccine itself. It is picked up, there is a good research by the Lancet. And that good research, right at the very beginning, and by the AstraZeneca group, that they put 20,000 of people having the vaccine and 20,000 of people having no vaccine. Now, when they calculated among these people who got the clot, they call it deep vein thrombosis or DVT, for example. They realized the incidence in the two groups is just the same as in the general public. So they said this is just a rare observation. So these are still rare observations. You've heard our scientists talking about them, and it's because it's a serious issue, people pick on that one. So it should not be weighed against people who are dying desperately because of COVID-19. And also the fact that what is making me comfortable here is this vaccination is reported to be cutting down the severity of the illness. This is number one. And when it is severe, it means you may not get out of it. Now, the rate of hospital admission, and when you get admitted, you are already at risk. So this is a real huge benefit. And that's why we are keen on this vaccination. It helps cutting the risk so remarkably. So this is very important.
The Vice President and Senior Presidential Advisor, Chief Justice and other government officials also received the first ever jab of COVID-19 in South Sudan. Since the arrival of the first batch of COVID-19 vaccine AstraZeneca on 25th of March 2021, the vaccination kicked off on 6th of April, and the Minister of Health is the first to receive her jab and the health workers in the country. Reporting for Terap Media, I am Jennifer James in Juba.